Alright you guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be how to do legs with one set of weights. This is kind of like the video that we did, how to do arms with one set of weights. You guys can find the link up here. But the idea here is that we have a minimal setup, most of us, and we want to make the most out of it. So by using body weight, that's obviously going to be the best most people can do. But if you can get a set of weights, or if you have a set of weights lying around somewhere, this is a good time to take them out and to use them to make your workouts a little bit more effective. If you don't have weights, you can always be inventive. So some people have, for example, old detergent bottles lying around, you know, like the big Tide bottles. You can fill those with water, those can be weights, or gallon jugs can be weights, you don't just water them. Or if you had even smaller bottles of water, like 1.5 liters, like we have in Italy, just put water in those. That's a good way of having weight. Or anything that comes to mind. But the goal here is to have a little extra resistance so you get a little bit better of a workout and you continue to improve on your strength while in this period where we're kind of more stuck at home and we might not have access to the typical things like the gym or fitness classes. So with that being said, we're going to start off with a little warm-up. The warm-up is basically just set up to move a little bit to get the heart rate up and also to start to get blood flow going. So to warm up, I'm just going to ask you to really simply jog in place. And this you're going to do for about 15 seconds. Now, if you don't have a yoga mat at home, it's not a problem. But you don't want to be doing this on a slippery surface. So just make sure that you're safe and you go side to side. Good, so you'll do that also about 15 seconds. Okay, go kick back. Some of you guys have been doing the workouts, might be feeling a little bit sore. These first movements might tell you that you've been working out. Not a bad thing. We'll do that for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just real simple, like a half jack. Open, close, open, close. And this is well, just getting you going. Heart rate up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so since we're doing mostly legs, we're going to stretch out mostly legs. If you feel the need to stretch out your upper body, do so. But to start off today, just going to come down into a low squat and start to get the hips ready. Hips are tight for most people. You might not be able to get into this position very easily. The goal here is to be able to sustain a position like this for a long period of time, because this is actually kind of a resting position. You might not seem that way, but it is. So if you can't make it all the way down here, get some pillows and just sit on them, but have a very deep squat. And that will allow you over time to get your hips to loosen up, and as they loosen up, you'll be able to be down here. Now while you're down here, you want to push against your legs. I like to do little movements like this, kind of side to side. Sometimes I like to do little twists. When you start to twist like this, it's more like your lower back starts to get into it. But all of these are little variations on basically a very simple move that allows you to start to get your hips ready. Now another thing you can do to get your hips ready is find a wall, and maybe I'll put myself this way so you guys can see me better. You want to just do some leg lifts kind of like this. Okay? This is good for not only the front part here, but you're trying to get a lot of extension going back. Okay, so do that for 5 more seconds. Good. So do the other side, same idea. Try to get a nice kick and a nice back swing. Now I don't know if the camera's focusing or going weird with the focus. Sometimes it does when I do these kind of faster moves. But you guys get the idea, right? You're just loosening up your hips and getting going. 3, 2, 1. Another nice thing you can do is go into a kind of lunge position. Ladies are going to be way more flexible than me, but for me, this already gives me a good stretch on the hamstrings and inner thigh. So just hang out like this, head down, Back leg pretty straight. Breathe. Do that for about 10 to 15 seconds. A little bit more if you feel very tight. Always pause the video. Move your way to the other side. Same idea. Once you're in position, you want the back leg straight. You want to be pretty low in the hips. Good. Head down. Kind of just let your body sink into it. Maybe about 5 more seconds. If you lean forward, you get a little bit more hamstring involvement. 3, 2, 1. Good. Come up out of it. And basically, we're going to start with bodyweight squats, which is a way of warming up, but also it's like an active warm-up. So stretching is really good, but most of the time, people do it a little bit too much at first. You're probably better off doing it more at the end and use functional movements to warm your body up. So instead of spending 10 minutes stretching out, start to do the movements in a lighter way, and then as you progressively add weight, your body's more already primed to do the movement. So, for example, for bodyweight squat, you want your heels more or less underneath your shoulders, but your toes very slightly pointed out. Hands can do whatever you want, but for today, when you go down, you have your hands forward, and when you come up, have your hands back. Okay, so just go down, up, down. Now the first couple times you do a squat, you might hear like a pop in the knees. It's kind of hard to remember, to think about, but we're full of blood, which is basically like water, which basically has bubbles. So if you hear these pops, oftentimes it's these little like water bubble pops that are allowing your knees to release the pressure. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about it a whole lot. If you creak and crack when you go down, that's called crepitus. A lot of people have that. Knees tend to degenerate over time. But again, if you get used to doing these moves, you'll re-heal your knees and the muscles around them. Okay? So that's okay to start off with. We can do a couple lunges. Same idea. Just body weight. Go forward. Come back. Go forward. Don't hit your back knee. Go forward. Back. So, not many people are going to want to do a leg workout while they're at home. Most people like to do arms, especially guys. But if you've been sitting at home and eating more than normal and not doing as much as normal, your biggest muscles in your body are your legs. When you work them out, they create faster rate of metabolism, and that will help you offset being stuck at home, overeating, and just feeling kind of bad about yourself. Okay, so it's a good thing to do. Let's quickly just go through a set of heel raises. It's mostly for your feet and ankles. Let's go 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go to 10 like that. 8, 9. When you get to 10, make your feet parallel. 3, 2, 1. Up, up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Good. And then you go into a kind of like snowplow. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, guys. So basically, warm up done. We're going to start with the weights. The weights today, I have a couple sets, or a set of 8 kilos. It's like 20 pounds. Like I said before, use whatever you have. If you do use weights, just be careful that you don't start losing form. So like when you do a squat, don't start using your back. Maintain good form even if you've added a little extra weight. Okay, so real simple. Weighted squat. With the weighted squat, we'll add a heel raise. So look like this. Go down, and then lift up. Go down, up. 3, up. 4, when you go up, squeeze your glutes. 5, up. 6, up. 7, up. 8, up. 9, up. 10, let's do 5 more. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and up. Okay, so a couple tips. When you go down, sometimes if you don't have hip flexibility, your heels will lift when you go down. You want to keep your heels down. Also, when you go down, I'll do the next one looking profile. Don't use your back to lower yourself down. Keep your back as upright as possible. And to do that, you need to keep your core pulled up and in. So again, same move. You guys can see me better maybe this way. 15, 3, 2, 1. You go down, up, down, up. 3, 4, when you come up, exhale. So let's do 5 more times. 5, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1, up, rest. Okay guys, set down one of your weights. So of course, squats are great. There's a lot of ways you can do a squat. One of the ways I think is very good is to do a swing squat. Most of the time you'll see people do this with a kettlebell. You can use a weight. Be careful, okay? Point your toes slightly out and have a slightly wider stance than normal. Keep your arms relatively straight. When you go down, let the weight kind of go behind you and then squeeze. Back, squeeze. 3, squeeze. Keep your core tight. Let's do 5 more. Good. So if you're doing a dynamic exercise, breathing, more important. Catch your breath. I'll do the same move sideways so you guys can see what's going on. But I think it's pretty clear. You obviously want to be careful you don't toss the weight off accidentally. But one of the things that helps here is to think about grip and actively actually try to squeeze. Okay, so here we go. 3, get this squeeze. 3, 2, 1, go down, up, down, 3, squeeze. Good. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, blow out. 3, in, 2, in, 1, rest. Good. Okay, set your weight down for a second. Take a little bit of a break. Shake it off. We're doing exercises twice today. So you did already a squat with a heel lift and a squat with a swing. Now, when we do the lunge, you're going to do it without stepping forward for the first one of these. Your body has to be in a position that if you were to touch all the way down, your legs would be 90 degrees, 90 degrees, okay? your back heel doesn't touch the ground, stays off. So once you got more or less your distances, you're gonna go 15 times, down, up, 3, up, 4, up, 6, keep your eyes focused, 7, 8, up, 9, up, 10, 5 more, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and rest. Okay. So, we're at home. The doors might buzz. If you have to go get it, you can go get it. Let's see. I have a feeling it's nothing. Alright, so set up the other side. Same idea here. 3, 2, 1. We go down, up, down, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 5, and careful you don't hit your knee, 4, in, 2, in, 1, 15, good. Set your weight down. Shake it out. Good. You might be starting to sweat, like me. You might need to towel off. It's a good moment to do so. The water thing, I think it's important that you don't drink a lot of water. Sip is okay, but don't go too heavy on the water right now. So take a few moments, catch your breath. We've done 2 squats, 1 lunge, but that was exercise already number 3. Exercise number 4 is another lunge. A little bit more complicated. Use both weights if you can. So it's an alternating reverse lunge. You go back, come back up, other side. Go back, come back up. 3, up, 4, up. If you do end up hitting your knee like I did, be careful you just don't slam too hard down. 8, you want to get close to the ground but don't touch. 9, but you might. 10, let's do 10 more. 1, 2, I like to kind of look down in this exercise. 3, it just makes me feel like I have more balance. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and rest. So, lunges, for people who have knee problems, sometimes they're not as indicated, like some trainers might say, don't do them. I think fundamentally the takeaway is going to be, you're going to be safer going back than going forward. So the reverse lunges. Also, the idea of lunging is nothing else than walking, really, So to say, I can't do that, or completely block it off, kind of limits you as far as how strong you can get doing something really basic. So if you're not great at it, just go slow, don't add the weight today. Take your time, do less repetitions, and get good at it, because it's not hard. It's like anything, you just have to program it, right? You get your body to understand what it's supposed to do, and then the biomechanics start to make sense. All right, so let's do the other side. And same thing, but I'll turn around. Keep your eyes focused. 20 alternating reverse lunges. So go down and up. Good. This is 9. Notice the pace is slow. It's not frenetic, it's not fast. Keep breathing. 15, 16, 19, one more, 20, rest. All right, guys, you should be getting even warmer by now, working up a sweat. Some of you guys are avid cyclists, like to ride your bike. Other of you might like to run. Some countries, you can't really do that right now. So a leg workout represents how to stay strong with the muscles you typically use while you can't go outside. So I suggest it. I think it's really good. As you can see, sweating purifies. Talked about this before. You detox. The idea here of using your skin as a filter to eliminate some of the bad things that you might be in contact with is why people who are fit tend to be less sick. So one of these, whatever exercise you do, try to get to the point where you do sweat, where you feel like your body is burning calories, okay? Obviously, if you don't have a lot of experience, that might not take you that much. You might already be sweating from the get-go. If you're very, very physical, it might take you more. So rate your experience based on intensity. If you need to go harder, go harder. If it's too hard, just ease up a little bit. Okay, so we're back into our leg exercises. One of the best exercises for legs is a deadlift. But again, if you don't have a barbell, and I don't have a barbell, but if you have dumbbells, that's fine. You can do it just the same. I like to do it kind of like a straight leg deadlift, just because I have tight hamstrings, so it kind of feels almost like a stretch on the hamstrings. I'll set it up for you front ways first, and then we'll go into the sideways view. Little pro tip is you want your feet more narrow than what you would do in a squat, just slightly more narrow, okay? So as you go down, you keep your back straight. You get a real good stretch. As you come up, squeeze your glutes. Keep your head kind of forward and lift. Go down. Now this is a more advanced exercise. You have to be careful of your lower back. If you were to bend your lower back on the down part here, you could hurt yourself. You gotta keep it straight. Good. Keep your abs in. Let's say this is the bottom. 7, up, 8, up, 9, up, 10. So let's do about 5 more times. And that's 2. Good. 1 more. And up. So a straight leg deadlift, or mostly straight leg deadlift. Good exercise. A little bit more advanced. Very effective. I'll do the side view. When I did the first one facing you guys, I was looking forward, keeping the eye on the camera. But if you really want to be precise about this, you want to keep your head as if you were looking forward when you were standing. So as I go down, I'm actually going to look somewhat down. When I come up, I look up. Keep your neck in a physiological position. That means respect the curve of the cervical spine. Okay, so remember, feet a little bit more narrow. Chest up, abs in. Okay. As you go down, remember that head thing that I was saying? And then come back up. Inhale on the down. Exhale on the lift. Stretch by bringing the weights even a little bit more forward if you're a more advanced lifter. Good. Kind of push your hips back. 3, 2, one more. 1, and up. So let's say that was too much for you. Just do it like this. Just get used to the movement. Once you get used to the movement, you go lower, but you're still staying in the movement. All these things are really important. Hip hinging, super important, right? You'll see a lot of people doing hip thrusts or shoulder bridges. That's again working the hinge. Today we did it this way, but if you can add that to your routine, that's an excellent way of keeping strong in the glutes and in the hamstrings. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, that was exercise 5. I might be wrong, but let's say it was, and we'll go on to the next one. The next one constitutes a slightly more advanced version of a regular squat. You're going to do a squat with a shoulder press. So for today, we just want you to use one weight. When you get really good, you can do 2 weights. But for today, 1 weight, and keep your weight about, say, elbow slightly lower than your shoulder in the initial part of the move. Your other arm is out here for support, for balance. When you go down, you want to touch your leg. When you come up, you press. So you go down, press, down, press. Let's go to 10. So let's say 4, press, 5, press, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, press, press. Okay, so we're counting that as 1 out of 2. Take a little rest. Your arm lifting up becomes an arm exercise, obviously, but what you're basically doing on the way down, you're learning how to decelerate. So it's deceleration that makes this exercise interesting, but also a little bit more advanced. So try not to flop down, and also try to keep your back as straight as possible. So let's say this is 6B. Remember, you start like this, other arm out, chest up tall, stomach pulled in. 3, 2, 1, touch, press, touch, press. 3, notice as I come down, it's one motion. 4, press, 5, press, 6, press, 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 10, press, done. Good. Okay, so good job, you guys. Shake it out. Towel off. I forgot to bring my towel. It's okay. Catch your breath a little bit more. We're going to go into exercise 7. 7 is again a kind of squat. This time though, what you're going to do is you're going to try to keep the weight up the whole time. So it's like the previous one, but you don't come down. You keep it up. So it's kind of like, both of these are kind of more Olympic style lifts. Again, they're more advanced. If it's too hard today, you do the no weight version. As you get better, you might add a small amount of weight. Like the weight you start off with might not be right today. And as you get better, you just do with a decent amount of weight. Again, disclaimer, if you were to round your back, you could hurt yourself. So go slow, be safe. If at any point during the video you can't do what I'm doing, just do a move that you already did that you could do. So you keep up with the video, but do something that's good for you for today. So the goal here, keep your weight up. Keep your abs in. Okay? And as you go down, you try to keep your weight up. 2, let's just do 8. 3, and 4, and 5, 6. Keep your arms straight as you can. 7, up, 8, up. Good. In powerlifting terms, we can go really low. It's called getting in the hole. Your hips, when you go really low, no matter what, they tuck, right? And I go really low, look at my hips. In the bottom part, they do tuck. The reason why this happens is because you have a ligament called a longitudinal ligament. It goes from your head down to your tailbone, okay? As you go down, it gets pulled. And by pulling itself, it turns into kind of a bow. So it's not wrong to hip tuck. It's physiological, even though people will suggest against it. You want to basically not tuck until the very last part of the move. So as best you can, you stay arched with your back, then a little tuck at the end is okay. It's part of how the human body works. Okay, you also might be slightly weaker, left to right. If that's the case, you modify. Try to get to 8. Arm up nice and strong. Abs pulled in. Chest up tall. Other arm for support. 3, 2, 1. Go low. Come up. Go low. Come up. 3, 4. One more. Good. So, shake out, rest. You might want to go back to some of this stuff. You can. It's important to work out right and left. Like, even if your arm is holding the weight, so you don't get too disbalanced. Most people, they're going to be dominant one side no matter what. Tends to be right side dominant. So if you are that way, it makes even more sense to focus on unilateral motions so that your left side, as in my case, can keep up with your right side. Alright guys, the workout is going well. You guys, if you made it up to here, should be very proud of yourselves. These workouts are intended to give people who are a little bit more advanced something to do. Anyone can do them, but recognize that it's not easy. So if you're working hard, that's what you should be feeling. The 3 moves that are left, we're going 1 more of these will be a squat, last one of the day, I promise. And the last squat is going to be only 10 times, but you're going to go down in 3 seconds, up in 1 second. So hold the weight sideways, feet in what by now should feel like a comfortable position for you. You go down in 1, 2, 3, and then quickly lift. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, up. 10, 2, 3, up. Okay. So again, what you're doing is time under tension. It's another way to get stronger. If you got 1 set of weights, you can't do a million different things. What you can do is play with time, play with reps, play with sets, how much of all that. When you go down in a squat, that's called the eccentric phase of a motion, right? It's the strongest phase of almost every motion. When you come up out of the squat, it's the concentric phase. It tends to be the weakest part of every motion. The goal here is to be strong in both phases. So, first time, down slow. Second time, up slow. This is harder. If you can't do the up slow, go back to the down slow. And then you work your way towards the up slow. Again, I'll try to be sideways so you can see. Keep your weight up. Chest up nice and tall. You go down fast. And then you go up. 1, 2, 3. Down. 1, 2, 3. Down. 1, 2, 3. 4. Down. 2, 3. 5. Up. 2. 6. When you come up, go up. 7. Up. 2, 3. 8. Up. 2. 9. Up. 3, 10, up, 2, 3. Set your weight down. Rest. Good. That was number 8. Good job. Woo! Take a little break. Number 9, so your body's pretty tired by now. One of the things to keep an eye on is your nervous system. If you're too tired, you're not going to perform the exercise as well. This could be the end of the workout for you. You don't have to go all the way to 10. But if you can, a lot of the times people have sleeping problems, right? Like insomnia, those kind of things. Getting your nervous system to tire out will definitely increase the quality of your sleep. So push through maybe the last couple minutes. And then tonight, you probably sleep like a baby. So take a little rest. We're going to do 2 more moves. The next one is a very simple one. It's just kind of to keep going, but you know, you've worked out very hard, so I'm not going to push it too hard on this one. I just want you guys to do heel raises. What you're going to do is alternate between 10 fast and 10 slow. So you go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you go 1, as slow as you can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Let's do that again. 10 fast. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 slow. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Even though we did those back to back, those count as 2. Right, so that was exercise 9. It's almost kind of like a cool down in a certain sense. Catch your breath. Final exercise that we're going to do today is no weights. Again, it kind of serves as a sort of cool down. You guys have probably done the pigeon pose in yoga. What the pigeon pose does, stretch out your glute. You've been doing a lot of glute-based exercises. So just like we actively warmed up, you can actively cool down. And when you do a curtsy lunge, it's like an active pigeon pose. So what we're going to do basically is set it up slightly ahead. And when you go back and to the side. Then you come back up. You go back and to the side. And again, back to the side. Back to the side. So it's not a super hard move. It's basically just cooling you down. Go slow. Right, so that's something like 8. Notice it's not a very long step back. 9, 10. Keep your arms out for balance. Good. 15, 16, 17, 19. One more. 20. Good. Rest. Shake it off. All right. So that's your leg workout. 10 exercises. Most of them done twice, more or less. It's probably going to be a workout you might get a little bit sore from the first couple times you do. That's normal. Soreness tends to occur 2 days later. It's called DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. That's also normal. One of the things you can do to offset that is to drink a lot of water. That will help. But also enjoy the soreness. This is kind of something that you worked hard for. You worked hard to get stronger, you put time into it, right, to get healthier. So these are part of the parts. This is what you get when you work out hard, and it's your body becoming stronger. So with that in mind, I want to thank you guys for coming to do a workout with me today. Hope to see you again soon. As always, if you want to see something in particular, let us know. Please subscribe and be healthy, stay healthy, well, and fit. Talk to you guys soon, and till next time. Bye.